Okay. Aloha and good morning, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. It's a real pleasure for Hawaii Dental Service to have an opportunity to meet all of you to talk about our mouth guards that we'll be donating to all Hawaii high schools across the state. I'm Mark Yamakawa, President and CEO of Hawaii Dental Service. And joining me today are Cheryl Takitani Smith, our Chief Financial Officer, and the real driver who worked with Ray Fujino from the DOE and the OIA to make this happen. We have Michael Roscoe, our Director of Marketing and Communications, Dr. Robert Sherman, our Dental Director, and Dr. Monroe Elkin, creator and founder of Game On Mouth Guards. Dr. Elkin's joining us from Florida to answer any questions that you may have about the mouth guards. He has degrees in pharmacy and dentistry and practiced as a dentist for 30 years. He's published numerous articles and has been a champion of mouth guards. He served as a leader in the Academy of Sports Dentistry and is a member of the National Athletic Trainers Association. We're really glad he could be with us today, and you'll hear more from him later. Now, I hope all of you are familiar with Hawaii Dental Service, or HDS. We've been serving generations of families for your dental benefits for nearly 60 years. Our priority has always been to make dental care affordable and accessible for our community. Our mission is to help everyone maintain good oral health. We believe preventing injuries to athletes' teeth or jaw is just one of the many ways that we can make a positive impact for our kids. You folks know way better than us about the dangers of concussions for athletes. Studies show that a properly fit mouthguard can help to minimize the impact of a concussion. And that's why we're so happy to partner with you by donating nearly 10,000 custom fit mouthguards to athletes across the state. We learned through Ray Fujino that mouthguards are required for football, but we don't want to stop there. We want to make these mouthguards, and the only one of its kind approved by the American Dental Association, available for each of your athletes for the various contact sports that they may participate in at your school for this pilot year. Now, Cheryl and Ray have worked at really full sprint with all of the athletic associations and federations across the state and have arranged for the shipment of mouthguards, each in your select school color, to have been delivered yesterday and today and to be distributed to each of your schools. Now, as I mentioned earlier, this is a pilot program, and we'd like to ask for your kokua to distribute the mouthguards to your student athletes, encourage them to wear them, and to provide any feedback that you have to Ray so that we can figure out how to make this an ongoing partnership in the coming years, and hopefully adding other contact sports for future distributions. Now, before I turn it over to Doctors Elkin and Sherman, does anyone have any questions for me? Okay, well, if there are no questions, I'd like to turn it over to Doctors Elkin and Sherman to speak a little bit more about these mouthguards and to give you a quick demonstration on how to custom shape the mouthguards using a microwave oven. It's a real fascinating product, and I'm sure you and your student athletes will love them. Doctors Elkin and Sherman? Take it away.
To defer to Dr. Elkin since he is the inventor and founder of the mouthguard. So Dr. Elkin, if you would.
Okay, so just a little brief history as to why the idea came about to do this. As you know, there aren't really enough dentists in the world to make the number of mouthguards that are needed to protect athletes from oral injury. I had gotten together with a polymer chemist, a friend of mine. We looked for a material that basically, as a boil and bite, would shrink sufficiently and literally duplicate a custom-made mouthguard, either by a dentist or a dental laboratory. It was something that took a short period of time, 18 years to find the material. Once we found the material, we went about fabricating these mouthguards and putting some out there to some of the major colleges in the United States, and we found that it worked. It's a mouthguard that allows you to communicate, no problem breathing. You do not have to take it out to take a drink because when you open, it will not fall out. A couple of interesting things developed with the mouthguard. The impact absorption properties of our material is being used by the automobile industry in car bumpers. Additionally, and very apropos right now, the material is impervious to viruses and bacteria, actually being used to make clinic gowns and face masks for COVID-19 applications. It will give you a custom fit over orthodontic braces without a dental impression. It can be refit an unlimited amount of times. So as teeth move, if you can't get the mouth guard in, you just put it back in the microwave and redo it. We've got a lot of orthodontists that are actually using it as a retainer when they deband, and that is when they take off the braces when the cases are finished, and they just have them refit it and use it as a retainer. And because of the way it fits, it can be used for multiple sports. I mean, not just football. We've got people in every kind of sport you can think of. And because of the durability of the material, we've got athletes 10 years using the same mouth guard because you can't chew it up. Other than that, I think that's pretty much the high points of the product. If anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to answer them. And Bob is probably going to do a demo so you can see how really easy it is to formulate this. Literally in less than 2 minutes, you have a custom fit mouth guard. And for those people, who are using this for football, among other things, we're the official mouth guard for the East-West Shrine Bowl game. 2 years ago, because they didn't do it last year, I went to Tampa and fit 140 players in less than 45 minutes. Basically, what we did was we put 3 mouth guards in each microwave. We had 2 microwaves set up. And because you have 2 minutes to fit it, we literally did 6 players at one time. Making a custom mouth guard from start to finish can take anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. By the time you finish pouring up a model, trimming the mouth guard. So this is really unique and unprecedented as far as mouth guards go. And the ADA seal, this is the first and only time they've ever given it to an athletic mouth guard, and that dates back to 1964. So I'm going to turn it over to Bob, unless somebody has some questions.
Okay, hearing none. Thank you, Dr. Elkin. So you can hopefully you can see that I'm holding a blue mouth guard, and you'll notice that it complements my blue shirt today. Blue's my favorite color, so it's very simple. So your athlete's gonna take the mouth guard, hold it like you see right here, get a paper towel, okay, and completely wrap and envelop the mouth guard like you see over here, like I have it here. You dip that in water, okay? I have the bowl of water here. Dip it in water, saturate the mouth guard. When that's completed, take it to a microwave and microwave it for 30 seconds on high. 30 seconds on high in the microwave. Take it out, dip it back in the water for 5 seconds. That'll cool it off. And then essentially unwrap the paper towel. Place it in the mouth. And just gently put pressure, gently bite on the mouth guard. Gently bite on the mouth guard. And then, once it's seated, press on the outer aspect of the lips so it'll custom adapt to the what we call the labial aspect of the teeth. So once again, the mouth guard goes in the mouth, gently bite down, and then start adapting the edges of the mouth guard with your hands. As Dr. Elkin said, you have up to 2 minutes to go ahead and do that. And you pop it out, and you've got a custom-made mouth guard.
Now, can I add something, Bob? While you're pressing it with your fingers, you should also be sucking on it
That's right.
to get the water out. And when you take it out of the cold water, just make sure that the walls of the mouth guard are straight up and not bent over. If they are, just spread them apart a little bit before you put it in the mouth. You want to make sure that your teeth fit in the channel of the mouth guard before you start the fitting process. Other than that, it's easy. It's really easy.
Yeah, there's also an instructional video that you can go on the HDS website, and it'll take you to the video that will demonstrate exactly what we did here today. And that's it. Does anyone have any questions?
I thought he said that it had the video that you're going to show.
Yeah, we do have one question from Wade.
Sure.
Are instructions included with the mouth guard, or something
Yes.
that we can Xerox to give to the kids?
Yeah, every mouth guard comes with a storage case and instructions.
And we do have the video to tee up, so I'm going to share my screen. Thank you, Wade. I'm going to share my screen, and then I'll show the video in just a minute.
Yeah, and then I guess one other thing, because it was on the video, I should mention is that if you are doing it for braces, you do not suck on it, you don't push it. You literally just close lightly and wait 2 minutes, and you're finished.
I did just want to say something that the mouth guards that we did ship to all of the schools are adult-sized mouth guards. And so, because they're for high school students. Now, if you do encounter a problem where you do have someone where it appears their jaw is smaller, there is a youth size. We had a few that we've sent to each of the league directors. So if you find yourself in that situation where the adult size mouth guard is too large, way too large, then please do contact each of your league directors, and they have some supply of the youth size mouth guards.
Yeah, Cheryl, there's another thing they can do. After you heat it and take it out of the cold water, you can trim it in the back, and it's much easier to cut it when it's been heated.
Okay.
And then what you do is let it cool completely. And then when you go to refit it, the areas that you cut will basically smooth themselves off.
Oh,
So you don't have any sharp edges.
oh, great advice. Thank you.
Yeah, we had a couple questions, so I'm going to read them. Is it possible to prepare the mouth guard without a microwave?
Yes, you can use boiled water, the process that it was from before. But basically the process is the same. It goes in, you boil up water, shut it, put the mouth guard in, leave it in for 30 seconds, take it out. Probably the best thing to do is use a slotted spoon to take it out of the water, because you don't want to use your fingers, and then put it into cold water and do the fitting process.
And then we have another question. Are there any sanitation suggestions for after use?
Sure. Well, one is we're actually coming out with a disinfectant cleaner that can be used. But before that's available, you can use a toothbrush and toothpaste with cold water to brush it, or you can put it on the top shelf of a dishwasher and run the dishwasher.
And then you also mentioned, doctor, that it is averse to moisture and it doesn't absorb bacteria in and of itself. Right?
Yeah, it's basically what we call hydrophobic, the material, which means water hating. So it will not absorb saliva. The other material that's used for literally every other mouthguard is ethyl vinyl acetate, which is hydrophilic, and it will absorb saliva. And once the saliva gets into the material and the bacteria and saliva start to break down the plastic, that's why you see mouthguards that are chewed up. I mean, really chewed up. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this or not, but I'll hold it up. You see the one on the top? That's a tap-out mouthguard that was only 3 weeks old. The mouthguard below it was 4 years old.
And then there's one more question. I think you guys answered this already, but are the sizes sent to us all the same for the mouthguard?
Well, Cheryl mentioned, I think the majority of them were adult size, because
yeah.
We were talking high school.
Yes, they were all adult.
Yeah. Now, here's another interesting thing. Let's say you have an athlete in high school who has a large mouth. You always want all the teeth covered. So after you take it out of the cold water, all you have to do is grab the end of the mouth guard over here and stretch it, and then put it in the mouth and fit it. I actually had that issue when I was doing the East-West Shrine. I had a young man from, I think it was Washington State University, who was 6'9", 380, and we had to stretch the mouth guard for him.
Yeah, I think that's all the questions we have, unless anybody else has any other questions.
Well, we want to thank you very much for your time.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
For all of you out there, again, we appreciate your participation in our effort to really protect the safety and the health of our kids, and really want to encourage you to have the kids use the mouth guards as much as possible. As you've heard from Dr. Sherman and Dr. Elkin, it's a novel material that has some incredible properties in terms of its ability to be reused, and its safety and efficacy, I think, is really special. So thank you again. If you, again, have any other follow-up questions or suggestions and feedback for us, please feel free to share them with Ray Fujino, and he'll pass them on to us. And thank you so much for your time today. Mahalo, everyone.